So good stuff. Today, we are digging into a really important topic, KPIs for fleet management. So essentially, it's my belief that our KPIs should demonstrate to our organizations how effective we are as fleet, operations, and safety teams, right? Because these all tie together. And I consider KPIs as sort of a guide that helps us make good decisions to improve our fleet operations, right? Improve efficiency, reduce cost, have safer fleets, right? So, I guess before we dive in, so how are you measuring success today? I'd love to hear about it. Do you have metrics that you're held accountable for? And how do you know if you're doing a great job? So, ponder that. I'd love to hear from you on that. You know, Comment below, get a hold of me directly. Love to hear. So, I think focusing on baselines and needed improvements in this area of safety, efficiency, and cost will help you develop those solid KPIs for managing your fleets. So, even though we have all kinds of different challenges to solve, I think those key areas will keep you focused on the right performance indicators. So, identifying our KPIs is one thing and meeting them is another, as we know. So, the key here is having systems and partners who can consolidate and integrate and steward your data in a way that makes it easy to access in real time with this the sort of visibility you need so you can track and manage the exceptions that can throw your performance completely off track, right? So I feel like 6 has been that magic number lately, right? We've been talking about 6 ways to do that and 6 ways to do this. But lately in my podcasts, I've been using the number 6, so we're sticking with that today. So today we're going to talk about the 6 key strategies or the 6 key KPIs that I believe all fleet operations and safety managers should be tracking, right? So let's see which of your KPIs are on this list, right? So number 1 is fleet safety and driver behavior. Number 2 is compliance. Number 3 is fuel. Number 4 is maintenance. Number 5 is fleet cost. And number 6 is vehicle life cycle. So those are the 6 I'm going to be digging into today. So for me, I thought about the best way to track my fleet at the beginning was sort of looking at things overall and holistically. And while that's important, and we'll talk about that, I think profiling your fleet is the best thing to do so you can drive results in each type of fleet that you're operating. So when I think about measuring my fleet, I think about looking at it by segment or profile. And I've talked about this in prior podcasts, but let's think about profiling our fleet as a way to better manage each and every asset, right? So some examples. So if you have a fleet that has light duty vehicles, medium duty vehicles, heavy duty vehicles, you think of vans, you've got out doing one type of job, vans out making deliveries, box trucks. Think about your fleet as fleets within the fleet, right? So those are those profiles that I'm talking about. So when you profile your fleet and segment your fleet, sales and operations leader vehicles versus technician and very technical upfitted vehicles going out to perform a service, larger vehicles used to transport material like distribution type of assets. So when you profile your fleet, you can treat each of those fleets a little bit differently. They operate differently. They have different chassis. They're driving different miles. They have different types of drivers, right? So when you look at it that way and run these KPIs for each of those profiles, that gets your finger on the pulse in a little bit more granular way so you can better manage your fleet. So, and I'd love to talk more about that with you. And anytime you want to contact me to talk about profiling your fleet, I'd love to discuss that. Something we did years ago in my former life as a fleet manager that was suggested to me by one of our analysts who I think, hit the nail on the head that we cannot treat the assets in the fleet the same. So you can develop these 6 KPI headings, and then you can use those in each of the profiles of your fleet and really, really drive results that way.